Group C, educating parents on the advantages of and judicial expectations of safe cooperation. So educating the parents who actually come, or the parties who actually come. And there are four components of this, or four measures that we put under Group C. The first of those is a referral of the parents to the Up to Parents website in divorce and post-divorce cases, to the Proud to Parent website in paternity cases, and in separation cases, maybe to While We Heal and No Divorce Today. If there are substitute website resources that you would prefer to use, please go ahead and use those, but there should be something that we refer parents to that they can work on even before they get to court, maybe even before they get to an attorney, maybe even before they get to a co-parenting class. The second thing is a referral of parents to co-parenting classes. We do not think that although we are very proud of the website resources that we've created and we think they are a superior product, we don't think that they are a substitute for an in-class experience. There are too many myths out there about divorce being a competition and about how parents need to see it as a war and they need to have a fight to the finish for either a lone website experience or a lone in-class experience to be enough. And so we think that people ought to be referred to a class in all such cases. The third thing that we recommend under this category is that the jurisdiction uses effective mechanisms to make sure that parents are getting to these resources early and they're doing so consistently. That is, that you have a high incidence of parents' completion of this work early in their cases. Too many jurisdictions we find are saying, well, sometime before you get divorced, you should go take this class. And so you have people in 2 and 3 years of litigation and they've never been to this class. There's been a lot of discussion about whether it's important to get people to the classes early. I think it's obvious. It's important to get people to the website work and the classes early. Dr. Janet Johnston has talked about the meaning-making stage. There's a meaning-making stage that comes very early where in my divorce and my separation, I've been left or I've left and I'm trying to sort out, gee, am I married to an evil person or am I in grief? And people need help early. And so often the themes for divorces that go on for years are set very, very early. So there ought to be a mechanism to make sure that high percentages of parents are doing this and they're doing this as soon as possible. And finally, the fourth item measure of Group C is that absent exceptional cause, we think there should be a policy that parents are sent to a high conflict class if they have been to court more than once. I think a court could make a case-by-case determination that even the first time I'm seeing trouble here, I think the parents need to go more than just a half-day class. And I would hope that attorneys would work on becoming good referral agents as well. But certainly I think by the time a couple goes to court a second time and they're saying, we're so broken down, we need the judicial and the police powers of the state to figure out who moves out of the house, and now we need to use those same powers to determine how we're going to divide Christmas. This family is off track and they need more help than simply a half-day class. I want to emphasize here that there really need to be 4 co-parenting classes that we're talking about. A class for divorcing and divorced parents, a class for the never married parents, a class for victims of domestic violence, and then a class for prolonged conflict. Why those latter two or the last two? Let me mention, you need to have a place to send people who are victims of domestic violence other than the usual class. These usual classes are talking about what? Communication, lots of accommodation, a lot of cooperation. All things that are precisely contrary to what may be in the interest of someone who has been terrorized, who has been the victim of physical and emotional and even sexual violence. These are all the wrong messages to give. So you need to have a screening mechanism to make sure that victims of domestic violence are sent to another class. And the fourth class that you need is that high conflict class. These are people who need more help than simply that 4-hour class. Keep in mind, so many of us have learned from society all the wrong messages about divorce, and there are a lot of bad messages out there in the culture and on TV, and in some cases in the thinking of some attorneys that this is supposed to be a battle to the death. So you need that high conflict class as a fallback or additional resource to send some parents to.